I'm so honored, and I know Joe is as well, to have you all here in this space because it's been created for women specifically like us. So, we are women who don't fit those usual rules. We are women raising neurodivergent kids, and we feel everything a lot more deeply. We hold a lot more than most people will ever really understand. So, today isn't just a webinar, it is a journey where you'll feel seen, you'll feel supported, and you'll be reminded that you're not doing life wrong. You're simply living a life that requires a different approach. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath together and then we're going to begin. So, if everybody just wants to close their eyes for just one moment, take a really deep breath in, hand on heart, hand on belly. Okay. Now, thank you again for gifting yourself this time. We know how precious everyone's time is, our energy and attention. So, especially in neurodivergent households, we truly honor everybody for being here. We're going to keep this masterclass to around 35, 40 minutes. It'll be intentionally short and it's going to be spacious. It will feel more supportive than overwhelming. Now, if you're a note taker like I am, I love taking notes. Feel free to grab a notebook, a pen, and jot down anything that resonates with you. If something does come up for you at all, we ask that you save any questions until the end. Or Joe and I, we're very open to continuing conversations with you all via private messages, DMs on our socials. So whatever feels most comfortable to you and safe for you, this is a gentle, supportive space. Now, I live right next to the beach, so I've currently got a rescue helicopter just flying over. So if you can't hear me at times, it's because I've got helicopters spinning not only in my head as a neurodivergent mum, but outside my building. Anyway, there's no pressure to fix or decide anything today with this webinar. We just really want you to be present. And again, we really thank you for being here. Now, this space is for you if your home often feels loud, it's chaotic, and it's overstimulating. If by the end of the day, your nervous system is just absolutely fried and done, and you can feel yourself yelling and you build up, and not because you don't care, but because you are very much running on empty. Now, if your child's needs require more flexibility, more presence and capacity than your current work or your income structure allows, and the traditional work models, fixed hours, rigid expectations, constant pressure, they dysregulate your nervous system. They don't support it. So, if you are longing for a softer, calmer, more spacious way of living and one that honors your family's rhythm instead of fighting against it, and if you want an income that supports your home, your well-being, and it's not something that drains you or adds more pressure. If any of those things feel familiar, you are not here by accident. You're in the right place. Now, before we jump on and go into the rest of the webinar, I really want to pass it over to Jo. She's going to run us through a really quick movement practice that activates and brings us into the now. Thank you, Jo.
Okay, everyone. Now, as neurodivergent mamas as well, I couldn't see everyone, but now everyone's popped back up on the screen, so that's good. Okay, so we're going to do a little practice. If you're at home, it'd be best to stand up for this one, and it's not going to take very long, and I'll just take you through what it is exactly, but it is something that I call swing. For me, I've only been recently kind of self-diagnosed as ADHD inattentive, and just researching into that like more and more and more. And I have been researching into that area for my son for years, but then ding ding ding, everything kind of went into place recently, and I got to move my body every single day. And for neurodivergent brains, movement is such a big key in our lives to kind of really settle our nervous system. And so I've been doing this practice, and it's a combination of Qi Gong and Tai Chi. And it's really simple. And even when you don't get the time to do exercise, sometimes this is something that you can do this, and it will really just set you up for the day. I do it in the morning, first thing in the morning, and then at night time as well, because it also helps you sleep. And so if you've got some space, just to stand up with me. Just adjust my camera. And literally, like, I'm not going to go through the whole 6 minutes, but the first thing that we're going to do is some body bounces. So we're just going to jump, which is like body bounces. And what you'd normally do is you do like, 1 minute of this going through, just jumping. And the second exercise is we're going to do some hip turns. So we just turn our hips, we're still bouncing, and then we do a minute of that as well. And already I feel like my body is relaxing. And then we're going to do some trunk twists. So your hands on your chest, and then we're just going to swing. And you do another minute of this as well, and it just gets into, helping the nervous system calm down. And then we're going to do some arms up and down. One. Again, just another minute of this. So they're really simple movements, but has really helped me immensely just to really quickly calm my nervous system if I'm feeling overloaded. Then we're going to do some body waves, which is 2 arms up, and then just let it drop. Up. Ah, that feels good. Yeah, and then the last one, we're just going to do some dead arms. And so it doesn't look like much, but it's something that has, as I said, just really elevated my day, or just really quickly got me out of, like the other day, I was having a foggy morning and literally, and then we can sit down. I was having a foggy morning, I couldn't really get into my tasks, and so I just stopped and I did that. And really quickly, it just kind of reset everything. And then I got really focused and got into flow. And then I wrote a beautiful visualization. So amazing. So how does everyone feel? Is everyone feeling good after doing that? I feel really good. But what it does is as well, it literally can calm your nervous system, get you out of your head and into your body, move emotion and energy through instead of holding on to it. As mamas, we hold on to a lot. It can help you sleep more easily as well. Just really reset your energy so you can meet your family from a really grounded place. So let's have some fun today. You're in a safe place. I normally do like a mantra with the practice as well, really connecting me to the goals that I want to achieve. And so in that 6 minutes, I just really connect to my vision and my purpose and how I want to, help people throughout the day. And it's a beautiful way of just really connecting in with that as well. So I'll pass you over to Mel and let's get started.
Anybody that has got ADHD, it can be overwhelming when you have, so I've got a laptop, a screen, my mouse, PDF, anyway, all the things. Now, I didn't begin this journey chasing wealth. So I began this whole journey for myself chasing calm. Our home was often super loud. It was very unpredictable. It was dysregulated. And not only are we navigating ADHD and ASD, but we also have PTSD in our household. So my eldest child is neurodivergent, and my husband does have PTSD from 18 years in the police force. Now, I had quietly taken on the role of probably the anchor in my family. I was the emotional regulator. I was the steady one, and I was the one that just said, I had this. Like, I've got this. Like, I can do this. Except I didn't have it. I was already doing all the right things. Like, I was already eating clean. I was living low tox. I was choosing natural supports. And on the outside, it looked like I was doing everything I could to create this peaceful life. But inside, my nervous system was absolutely fried. I couldn't actually feel any of the calm that I was trying to create. And I think I was very much bringing in a lot of the chaos myself. Now, this is the part that we don't talk about enough. We don't talk about how exhausting it is to hold space for everyone else while slowly losing ourselves in the process. How when you're being the strong one, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily coping with life. It can often mean that you're just surviving quietly. And what I came to learn and understand is that when your nervous system is already very, very stretched, how you earn money and how you live your life, it matters more than anybody actually understands. So when we've got to work the fixed hours, the 9 to 5, when we have really rigid expectations and constant pressures to perform and push through, even when your body is begging you to slow down. That kind of structure doesn't just drain your energy, it erodes our presence and it keeps our system in this low grade state of stress that never switches off. I realized that I wasn't actually looking for more success in my life. I was an interior designer, I was traveling the world, and all I really needed was support. Support for my body, my family, and support for a way of living and earning that didn't require me to like abandon myself or my family to make everything work. So when I finally allowed myself to step into a value-led nervous system honoring way of earning, one that very much was aligned and moved with my life instead of against it, everything began to soften and I brought in that calm. Now, this didn't happen overnight. It was not perfect by far, but it was very gentle. Now, I didn't do this through hustle. I didn't do this through pressure. I wasn't pushing or anything. I did this through a real conscious feminine wealth. The kind of wealth and the kind of business that creates your safety first and your success second. So this is what this masterclass is really about. It's about us as women creating that inside us in order to be able to build and receive that abundance that flows through after. That is my why, and that is my story. And now I really want to share with you the beautiful Joe's.
Hey Mel, that was beautiful, and I relate a lot to it, especially about just holding it all for everybody else and forgetting about ourselves. If you could take us off the presentation, because I can't see everyone, and I just really like to see everyone when I'm telling my story. Thanks, lovely. So I'm a mama of two. I have a beautiful 13-year-old little boy who's 8. I am a wife, and my background is in interior and lighting design. I was the first one to go to uni, and after landing my first job, I quickly realised how hard I was going to have to work and how many hours I was going to need to do. I was pregnant with my second, and it was a really traumatic pregnancy as I was just working ridiculous hours to midnight sometimes, well, most nights actually. And I had quite a traumatic birth as well with my little Leo, and he came into this world like a firecracker, and our whole world turned upside down. We went from traveling the world with my beautiful little girl to a life of really standing still, and everything feeling really, really, really hard. You know, so I was working too much, so I was like, I'm not going to go back to that work because I need to be able to support my family. So I took a demotion, and I found myself in a concept design role, but in a corporate company that was toxic, and I just felt like I was, back in high school. Fast forward to 2020, and I had to literally take 6 weeks off work. There was trauma that came up. I felt like my whole life was, in all aspects of life, just wasn't working. I just felt like I couldn't be a mum to my son, even though I'd worked with children for years. His needs were just so much higher, and we just didn't know what to do. It put a dent in my relationship with my husband. Felt like I wanted to have a divorce at the time. Hated my job. Everything spiraled out of control, and I literally hit rock bottom, and I couldn't go to work for the next 6 weeks. I felt like I just couldn't support my family, and I just needed to be there for them. And when you're both working, then it's really hard to be able to support them. I turned into my father. I was starting to yell, and I was starting to do all these things to the children to my own children that I said I would never do. And something had to change. And I went down a path of deep healing. I had, there was all sorts of things going on with me as well. I had heart palpitations, I had health ailments, like I had chronic neck injury, so many things was just like just spiraling out of control. Then I took radical responsibility of my life. I got a coach, couples coach. I quit my job and moved up into the Northern Rivers. And now I'm pain free and I get to help other neurodivergent families that aren't feeling supported as well. Let's just keep it brief today and give you the value instead. Before we move on, I just want to gently anchor into the space that today really isn't about fixing or adding more to your mental load. It's about restoring, what's been stretched and starting with the energy and our nervous systems. When we talk about softening our home and like the home's energy, we're really talking about creating safety in our house, safety for our children, safety for ourselves. Because a lot of the time, home can feel really loud and chaotic and overstimulating. It can feel like you're always on edge, always reacting, always regulating, always holding everything together. We're also deeply aware of how overwhelming neurodivergence can be, not just for our children, but for us as parents as well. The pattern of overwhelm for me is a really big one, and I notice if I'm overwhelmed, then my kids pick up on that energy. That's why everything we share is designed to support, neurodivergent families in particular, and really not ask to become someone else or to really, you don't have to fit in. My whole life I had to fit into a box, and with this system you don't. You just be yourself, which is what I love. So today is really an introduction. It's a gentle opening into what's possible to soften your home's energy, to bring more calm and connection without striving for perfection. We'll talk about supporting neurodivergence with calm instead of chaos, and and really intentional shifts that can change the entire feeling of the household. We'll also touch on why burnout isn't a personal failure. It's often a sign that the way you're working and earning isn't aligned to the reality of your family's needs. We'll also gently introduce an idea of a calmer, more connected way of earning, one that blends with your energy instead of breaking it. So if it's resonating, know that this is the process and it's intentionally simple. So if your home feels overstimulating, if you're tired of yelling, if your child needs more capacity than your current work allows, please know that you're really not alone in this. This is something that I'm speaking to many, many women about, and we're not alone. And when we have a support network in place, it's so beneficial to us and our families. And if you're longing for a softer, more spacious life with income that supports your family rather than drains it, you're exactly where you need to be. So before we move on, let's just take another deep breath in and out. I'm going to gift you to what we call the restore method, and it's practices like we did this morning with swing, and then also some breathing techniques and also a visualization that we would love to gift to you at the end.
Thank you so much, my love. Again, if I scroll up, my screen goes down. If I scroll down, my screen goes up. It's that whole trying to navigate everything. Now, I want to begin where everybody is at the moment, because so many neurodivergent mums, the hardest part is not necessarily the meltdowns or the chaos. It's the internal pressure to cope. So to cope better, to do more, or to hold it all together. You know the drill that comes with this. So the constant overstimulation, those sensory storms, that Coke can analogy, which if you haven't heard with it, I will share it in our chat later. The yelling that you don't mean, the feeling disconnected from our partners, which Joe touched on earlier. I can relate to that, and I know many mums can relate to that, and it's a really hard thing to admit, but it does happen. That disconnection very much is prevalent. Mum guilt can hit you like a wave, and you have mornings that are they just feel like you're in survival mode, like you're barely making your way through those few hours. You have that shame of definitely not coping and not being the perfect, successful mum. You worry that your child deserves a calmer mum, even though you've got it on the outside. Inside, like I mentioned before, your nervous system is absolutely chaotic. What I want you to hear is this really, really clearly. It's something that I don't get told and I never got told. It's that you're not broken. Your nervous system is exhausted. It is not you. This particular slide opens up the truth that we've all lived and that we continue to live every single day. Now, there is a turning point. This quote here that I hit the point where going back to work would have broken my family almost brings me to tears. Because when you think you're working that, I was working for a Russian billionaire, traveling the world, doing interior design, working on his castle in Frankfurt, on his beautiful cement house in Sardinia. Yet I was crying every day. My husband was crying. My family was not coping. This was the season that I was in. I was burning out, and it was really slowly at first that I didn't even notice, but it just all came down at once. I was overstimulated. I was carrying all this noise, emotion, and pressure, and it was all in my body, and I had nowhere to put it down. Like I said, I was crying all the time, not because I wanted to, but because I was so depleted. My ADHD son needed more from me than I physically had to give. He needed more patience, he needed more presence, he needed more capacity. And the truth was, I was already running on empty, trying to do all the things. Drop a 2 in the box if you feel this. All the things, all the time, constantly. What became really, really clear to me was this. My system was trying to survive inside of what wasn't designed for a family like mine. Joe?
Yeah, that really hit, Mel. Like, we go through so much, our bodies go through so much, and we actually just need to ask for help sometimes, you know. For me, what I discovered, and there's twos and people resonating in the chat as well. And, what I discovered, wasn't just a business or a support network. It was more of a way of living that honored my nervous system. I found income that didn't cost my health, because my health, let's face it, was deteriorating, and I was on paper a very healthy person. I used to exercise, drink lots of water, all of the things, and yet had chronic neck pain. I had rashes all over my body. I was overwhelmed. I felt like I couldn't be a mum to my children. It's what I found was work that didn't overstimulate me. It was a model that was grounded in wellness and like looking after me and my needs first, and then that spills out to my family. It was a supportive community, and this is what I felt like I was so different for so long, for so many years. Like I was like, why is my brain different? Like why is my brain so non-linear? Like it's not in an organized state like majority of people's are. That's how I felt. I felt very alone. And when I found such a community that was celebrating people for that's okay, Sam. Celebrating people for who they were, I was just like, this is insane. Like this is what I've been waiting for. And it's something that I could do in the cracks of my time. I could be here for my family and be able to do it around them and their needs. It's something that restored me instead of draining me. It wasn't about earning more. It was more about building a life that my family could, breathe inside. I rebuilt our life from the inside out. I love this. When I restored my nervous system, our entire home shifted. We created slower mornings, like no rushing in the morning. Like I used to be looking at my time all the time just to get out of the house. It was horrible. I would have my kid melting down. He didn't want to go anywhere. He wanted to do one last thing, and we could just never get out the door. And I was just like, I was always pressured by time. I have calmer kids. And although my boy is still very loud and a lot of the time not so calm, he has a mum that has a nervous system that's regulated. So I can hold the space for him. There's less yelling, there's more connection, there's more fun. So we're here to have fun and live our lives with our kids, not like have someone else raise them. We have more spacious days, there's more presence in our home, and just it's more of a softer home that we can kind of really connect and understand each other's needs. So is everything perfect? No, of course not. We still experience the daily challenges with our son, but I know with my regulated nervous system, I'm able to handle it rather than me, having to leave the room before I lose my shit. It's something that I can now hold, which I couldn't do before. And there's so many, neurodivergent families that are going through this. Like, I've done some recent masterclasses and helping with tools and techniques, and so many people in this local area alone is going through the same issues, the same daily struggles and challenges. And what we want is to build a beautiful community together.
Thank you so much, my love. It does lead me on to this new pathway. So what we all sort of came here to hear about. Everything that we've spoken about, I know is very relatable. And the reason I know is because I've been doing this for so long, and you just can see it now. You can sense those women that are calling for this. So this is the part where everything does kind of click together. This is the path for neurodivergent families. It's the path that is feminine, it is calm, it's adaptable. It's wellness focused, community supported, financially abundant, and it's rooted in nervous system safety. Now, this is built so you can parent and you can also thrive as a woman. This isn't about hustling harder in the business space, and it's not about forcing yourself to fit into those systems that were never designed for mums like us. It's very much about building a life that honors our capacity and our children's needs. I keep doing that backwards. So to restore our energy and rise into a life that really holds our family, I want to step into the invitation into this community. You are supported. Your nervous system comes first. There is no judgment. You do not have to mask anything. You can be the raw, real you. You are always met with understanding and never like that judgment. Like I mentioned before, whatever is on your mind at that time, you can share it with a whole community. And this has been one of the biggest parts of this for me, is having that. Your family's needs are honored and you're guided into a calm income model that fits your life. Now, if your body is whispering yes at all in this moment, or at all today since we've spoken, and you've felt seen, then this pathway could be very much for you.
Thanks for that, Mel. So now we're going to do a little practice, and we're going to wrap up. I'm conscious of time that we've gone over a little bit. I hope that we can just have a little bit more of your time. I'm going to run you through a beautiful visualization. Why we do these visualizations as well is this isn't positive thinking. It's not trying to fix anything, but when we've been under stress for a long time, or our nervous systems get stuck in survival mode, I really can't imagine change sometimes. And this is like, visualization has changed my life, and it's something that I hope that it can change yours as well. Visualization is a gentle way to really show your body what calm and safety feels like, again, without effort. There's nothing to do right or wrong. You don't need to see any pictures. Just notice wherever you are, and just notice what's coming up for you. Okay, so if you want to get nice and comfy in our seat, and just take a few deep breaths, and close down your eyes gently, and let yourself settle into a really comfortable position. Take a slow deep breath in, And let it out gently. Feet grounded beneath you. Hands over your heart if that feels lovely. Feel the beat of your heart. And imagine golden light expanding from the center of your heart. And this golden light is moving throughout your body. Take another deep breath in. Feel your shoulders relax, allowing your body to hear these words. Now imagine yourself in your home. Feel the weight of the noise, the chaos, the mess, the constant demands. You can't focus. You feel heaviness on your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, and the exhaustion in your body. It all feels too much right now. So you slip away into your bedroom, hiding under the covers. Your body feels heavy. Your mind is racing. You feel so alone. You just haven't got the answers right now, and all you want to do is sleep. And then you start to drift off. That feeling of sinking through the bed instead of waking with a startle, you fall. And you fall and you find yourself in a dark, gloomy forest. The air is thick and the path is uneven, making it hard to move forward. Your body feels heavy and every step is a struggle. Vines are wrapped around your legs, your feet. It's holding you back, but you know you must keep going. That feeling of trying and trying and trying and not moving forward. And in the distance you see something faint, something unknown that calls to you. As you draw closer and closer, your eyes start to form two doors next to each other. One door is very familiar, your own front door, the one you know well, the chaos that you live with every day. The other door is different. It's beautiful, handcrafted with ornate carvings, inviting you to step through to the unknown. You peek through the keyhole of the familiar door and see the chaos, the same forest you've been trudging through. You feel the heaviness, the exhaustion. You also peek through the keyhole of the other door, and for a moment it looks like the same dark forest, and fear rises within you, but your intuition and your knowing deep within you suggest that this is the door to take. The voice in your head tries to keep you safe. Don't go through that door. Stay in the familiar, the comfortable. That's where you belong. You hesitate and you turn back and walk through the front door. But now a year has passed. You chose the familiar door and nothing changes. The weight stays, more spirals, more fear, more chaos, and you're feeling even more disconnected with your children and your family than ever before. You feel disconnected with yourself and you wonder, what if you had chosen differently? You look up at the stars and whisper, what am I here for? There has to be more to life than this. I have so much to give and I just don't know how to give it. You suddenly return to the other door, the beautifully ornate one, and this time you step through. It's not the dark forest anymore, it's the beginning of something new, something magical. The trees whisper, the sky is painted in pink hues, and the ocean is visible in the distance. You feel the invitation to step forward. You feel the tingles all over your body and over your cheeks, and it tickles. You see sparkles everywhere in a grid of tiny little stars. As you walk through the door, your shoulders relax, the weight lifts. You feel light and free, and you begin to run toward the ocean. As you dive in, the waves are huge and crashing down, and you realize you have been stuck in the wave for a really long time, and all you needed to do was dive underneath into the calm and the connected. And you hear truth. You realize that you are the ocean. You are not the wave, you are the ocean. And you ride the waves, and you can do anything you set your heart to. You're resilient and capable of navigating anything. You are supported by community, experiencing the beautiful chaos that our families bring us. teach us, shape us. Our children are teaching us to go within, to love ourselves, to follow our dreams and build beautiful, connected relationships and shape a new future. You know, this is the beginning of a new and beautiful life together, where everyone feels supported. Let yourself rest in this feeling, in this connection, in this creation, this calm, in this possibility. You realize you can build a life without limitation. Anything is possible, as long as you believe. It feels spacious and yummy and delightful. You can feel it deep within your heart, and this is your path. And you won't stop opening up to new possibilities and creating a new calm and connected pathway for your children. And when you're ready, bring your awareness back to this present moment, carrying this calm and this connection and this courage with you. And if this has stirred anything inside of you, even a whisper or curiosity arose, I invite you to step into that. Reach out and explore and see where this path might take you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
My God, thank you so much, Joe. That was beautiful. Now that recording will be available after this masterclass. We will be gifting that one as part of the Restore and Rise method. And yeah, Joe, that was even better than the first time I heard it.
Yes, it's I don't know, how is everyone feeling after that? Like drop one word in the comments of how you're feeling. It's always nice to kind of fab. Beautiful, Joe, great. And if it's something, can you feel anything in your body? Like I feel grounded.
Before we finish up,
Yeah.
girls, we do want to say a really big thank you. We want to say thank you for being here and thank you for giving yourself this time and honoring what we have to share. If anything today resonated, you don't need to figure out anything alone. You're welcome to reach out to either myself or Joe. I will pop up a page shortly, which does have our social links at the bottom. You can screenshot that page, note it down. Sending us a DM or starting a simple conversation can really start a whole new life for you. There's absolutely no pressure, it's just connection. And if you are curious about what is possible as a next step around that calm income, around flexibility, or creating more support for you and your family, we're more than happy to talk it through with you. Thank you again for being part of Restore and Rise. We will make this recording available for the next 72 hours. You may know someone who would benefit from this, or yourself, you just might want to watch it again. We see you, and we are all walking this path too.
I just want to say a big thank you as well. Thank you for your time today. Thanks for, really coming to connect with us and meet with us. And I just want to say that if for the woman that feels really aligned with what we shared today, those stepping into this, calmer, more intentional way of life, and really felt this deeply nourishing experience. It's like we're going to be having a beautiful intimate retreat space, that a place where we can slow down, reconnect with our soul purpose, and weave together like feminine tools, embodiment, clarity and expansion. And it's something that we're not sharing publicly, but your body's been softly whispering, throughout this session, I need to find out more, I'm curious, I really want to know what this could, evolve into. Then reach out to us. I really appreciate your time and being here with us today.
What I'm going to do is pop up the screen for you quickly so you can see our last slide there. So if you wanted to grab, like I said, a screenshot. Thank you again for listening, for feeling, and for being open to this new way of living and earning that honors who you are and not just what you do.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Mel.
much,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone. Have
All
a
right.
beautiful day.
Bye.